We're live.
Finger on the button.
Yes, indeed.
Launch codes.
Yeah, well, don't lose them like an ex-president
I
did.
was about to make that exact comment.
How do you lose the biscuit and the football at the same time?
Football.
At the same time, and then it turned into one of those like old sitcoms. I thought you had it. No, and they're pointing back at you. I thought you had it. Which that's funny if you're missing a thing of coffee.
Yeah, well, that's funny if you're like business people and you're I thought you had the report. No, I thought you had the report. No,
yeah, exactly.
I thought you had the nuclear launch instructions. No, I thought you had the nuclear launch instructions.
That's
I thought you had the end the world button. No, I thought you had the end the world button.
And then you just have people like kind of making the like thing where they're shirking their shoulders and just be like,
I don't know.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's one question where it's like really unacceptable to answer. I don't know. Oh, where's the nuclear launch instructions? I don't know.
Just
beats me.
I thought you had them.
Beats me. I'm just the president of the United States.
I thought Jim had those. Jim isn't even here. Just doing like some Hanna-Barbera like Scooby-Doo noises, like.
That's why I was when you have your mind on Monica.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. That's a different kind of nuclear explosion. Anyway,
that's the link I need.
Decorating that dress, decorating the suit.
And
our podcast is so intelligent. Get the podcast. What is it? Is that like really a podcast like awards thing? And it's like this is
there are several, but
how much of that is just rubbing each other's assholes?
That's what it's like. Will we ever be like?
If we are, I think we've sold out. Because that means we're clearly compromising certain integral elements of the podcast for
well, that's why
mass consumption.
There needs to be an anime podcast awards if there is one. Then it's like
the anime podcast award would be just as
bad. Yeah, just as bad as the CR shit.
Okay, best overall show overall, NTR Radio. You love me. You really love me.
Yeah, no.
Notebook. I need the Notebook.
I didn't know you needed a romantic comedy.
Where is the Notebook? Realistically, there's like a couple notebooks. There's like a notebook.
Speaking of losing the nuclear launch codes.
Yeah, exactly. Where is the football?
But you're just like, hey, I'm just a guy in Connecticut, though. I'm not the president.
Yeah, I'm just some dude running an anime podcast. I'm not the president of the United States.
Like you probably should.
Free world.
You probably shouldn't have a Barney Rubble like shrug when somebody asks you and you don't know.
I lost it.
Well, no, that's Fred.
I will write it on the back of this Shinikiba Anime Goods business card.
That was such a terrible product placement. Holy shit. That was bad, man.
Okay.
The only thing that could have been worse is if you were wearing a Burger King crown and pointing at it like,
32.
Seriously,
okay, let's start the show.
I'm totally like gazing at your figure back there.
Which one?
The obvious one.
Cecilia Alcott, the largest figure I own.
Yeah, seriously. It looks like he's gonna kidnap you and like grab, like attack your face or something.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
When
Well,
are
yeah,
they gonna
but
make 1 or Idolmaster scale figures?
I don't know, BZ. Ask Freeing.
Dear Freeing, I want a 1 foot scale. Who would I want as
I think we should
Canico?
get going.
Yeah. In 3,
Okay.
2. Welcome to NTR Radio on Top First Davis.
Grr, grr. I'm K-Gods.
And I'm VZ Mark II. Happy Comox's birthday!
That was the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of Europeans are actually pissed about that.
Yes. I don't blame them.
Like, especially Eastern Europeans. Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Big old statue of that fucker. It's like, oh, hey, Santa Claus.
Sorry, this ideology is responsible for killing how many million people? We're celebrating whose birthday? Oh.
Why do they have a statue? Yeah, I mean, that's almost as bizarre, but not quite, as when we were down at Akon, and in that hotel we were standing in, there was a statue of Mao Zedong.
Wow.
In the hotel.
He's only responsible for the deaths of how many million people?
We don't even know.
We don't know.
Experts don't even know.
That's hilarious. Who's this guy? Oh, he died. He's responsible for the deaths of how many million people? Well, how
Estimated
many?
Like
we
60
don't know.
million.
That's how
more.
many.
It's like some fucking ungodly number.
We don't know. We don't know how many people he killed. That's how many people he killed. We don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, there was a couple of strange things. There were a bunch of Chinese like artifacts and stuff in the hotel. There was a big Buddha statue and whatnot. Yes, I know he's not Chinese. That's not the point. Don't try to get me with that. I got
the hotel stole all of them.
Yeah. It's one of those things where they're hiding like artifacts and like some kind of Indiana Jones like shuffling them across. Like
it's one of those things like Hobby Lobby. You hear about Hobby Lobby getting caught
heard about that.
Smuggling ancient
artifacts,
ancient tablets from Mesopotamia.
it's like wait a minute.
Hang
wasn't there a fucking True Lies plot like that?
I'm like, hang on, wait a second. The Hobby Lobby, the place you get picture frames and
the place I bought the place I bought my like good clipboard from. Yeah.
The place I got my 45-degree triangle. They're the ones doing smuggling tablets.
In the back, there's some fucking cuneiform, things they got going on back there. They got code words for it and shit. Like, do you got the Mars bar? Wink, wink. Anyway,
I'm gonna tell you what though, and I just saw this on Zeke Freak's Discord. Shout out to Zeke Freak. This is episode 99, which means we got 99 problems, but consistent podcasting ain't one.
You mean no? See, the problem was earlier.
Well, yeah, one of our 99 problems is our shit never works.
Yeah, for some reason, like.
In fact, I'm sure that's all 99 of our problems is that our shit never works.
Yeah. This time it was my fault. I don't know what the hell was going on.
It was on your end, but it's not your fault. It's nothing you did.
Right. It was Google decided to be Google.
Yeah, exactly. Because listen, if any of this setup gets fucked up by me, I can't be mad because I did it. If any of this just decides not to work, then I can be mad.
Well, I've been in a bad mood anyway. That didn't help.
Listen, the main topic's probably not going to help you either.
No, not really.
It's going to be the mad episode 8
have some
million.
Advanced capitalism to show off.
Okay. We should totally make that a thing. In celebration of Karl Marx's birthday.
Yeah.
200 years.
I'm get you some products.
Bought a whole bunch of shit.
Some products I bought using capital.
Yes.
You
And
go
I'm-
first.
And I am wearing blue jeans. Huzzah!
Yeah. Don't get that under communism. First thing I got, this is really interesting. Actually, I picked this up a few weeks ago, but didn't get the chance to show it on last episode. This is the anime reference guide from Anime Expo 1992.
I like
Nah.
the cover.
Yeah, Macross too.
Yeah, so this is
how old is that?
it. Well, it's at least it's from 1992, so it's at least that old.
Did it stop being pressed after then? Because if so, it's in nice condition.
I don't. I would assume they just stopped pressing them after a while, because this is the second. Was this the issue 2, volume 1? So this is the second one the first volume of the second one they put out.
Okay.
And I was looking through this, and it's a collection of synopses from different OVAs,
Cool.
a couple episodes, series, some movies. So they got Char's counterattack in here.
So it's kind of like it's basically old anime ephemera or something. In a way.
Well, less ephemera, more like direct synopses, because
Oh, okay. I thought it might have like pictures or
it has some pictures and some like
It doesn't have
anecdotes.
terrible-
character design works. But what this is, and what I believe this is
doesn't have terrible reviews, does it?
no, it doesn't have. It's
Good.
direct synopses, because
Good.
what this was used for was back before fan subs were real widespread. They'd be showing anime at these anime conventions, raw,
And they
And-
basically, I got it. They
You'd
basically
have
give you a
this.
heads up.
so you know what the hell is going on.
So it's not just like, somebody dropped you in on episode 25 of Evangelion or something, and you're like,
Imagine
what the
watching-
fuck?
Imagine watching Char's counterattack, never seeing any gun there before, and Raw. and being
Like, that would
what-
make no sense. Like, none. You would just be like, what the hell is going on here?
What's this flashback to?
No,
that at the end
what
for?
is going on here?
Exactly.
Yeah. There sequels and things like that, especially that fall in the middle like that. Probably not a good idea to just watch those out of context.
Yeah. But yeah.
The
they
fact that
gotta-
you just watch it because it's like, anime.
Oh, anime. We like anime. Let's watch some anime. Do you understand what's happening? No, but I like anime.
But I like it. Yeah. Do you like anime, Anubis? I like anime.
But yeah, they got a whole bunch in here. Angel Cop 1 through 3. They Char's counterattack, which I mentioned. They have a 4-page full synopsis of all 6 episodes of 0080.
Nice.
To be fair,
Oh.
that one you could probably make out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of
That's actually-
straightforward.
That's actually the easiest one that I feel like to show someone that's never seen any Gundam, but you want to show them Gundam.
Yeah,
don't want-
but at
What-
the same
it-
time, without context, it kind of loses its poignancy.
But the
True,
Yeah.
true.
kind of, but you can put it into context really.
Oh yeah. That's one where like you couldn't do that with Stardust Memory, really,
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
not
because it's there's too much that went on between that and Zeta.
Well, it relies too much on what came before it and what comes after it.
Right, because it's supposed to it operates as that spread between 79 and 85 in
Yeah.
the Universal Century, which is when shit gets really messed up.
Whereas 0080, all you really need to know is that there's the Federation, there's Xeon, they're at war, and
This is a
Side-
colony. I mean,
Side 6 is neutral.
And Gundam is the super mobile suit, basically.
Yeah, and
That's all.
you can kind of
High performance.
yeah, the Federation has a mobile weapon called Gundam, and it's really powerful.
in
That's
this
really
case,
all
it's
you
the
need to know.
Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something to show there.
What?
Soon.
So
Hold on.
Plus, you get to see the Comfer.
yeah, when you absolutely, positively need to kill everyone in the colony. Confer.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's only one of those fuckers really got made.
They should have made more.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
a little
but by the time they made it, it was one of those kind of like too little, too late.
Also, its
That
armor
is
is
enough. There actually is another Camphor design. No, I'm not talking about Camphor Amazing.
right.
There's the one, if you look at like the old instruction booklet for like the kit. There's like the green variant.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Right, but they didn't really they didn't mass produce it like the Gelgoog,
Right.
No,
where
no.
it was like it was clearly meant to be a specialty weapon like the Noya ZL or
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of. I liken the comfort to something like a shock trooper.
oh yeah.
So it's there to number one, shock and awe. Number two, unleash a lot of ordnance in a small amount of time. And number three, bug out once all your rockets are empty.
Yeah, it's basically the clear the area for everyone else to come, do sort of a
Yeah, it's
blitzkrieg.
probably made to go up against warships.
Oh yeah.
You got a couple of salami cruisers, deploy 2 convers, they'll take care of them.
Yeah, I mean it's not like they are meant to be basically just plucking off regular like artillery or something like that.
They're not lion mobile suits. They're not like Zaku's or Gelgoogs.
Oh no. These are hell, they're not even like ghosts.
yeah, you got a point there. It's like the Golf's more like the Golf is a mobile suit destroyer. It's an anti-mobile suit mobile suit.
So
Anyway, I got
more
that,
stuff.
and I also picked this up this past Friday, as a matter of fact. And
Okay.
listen, I told you before that there's one of these purchases that's gonna pump me up and only me. I found at the retro game store, and you can watch a video of this on the Geeky Pandas YouTube channel. Cyber Troopers Virtual Lawn Oratorio Tangram, the Japanese version for the Dreamcast.
Aha.
So that is a soundtrack?
No, this is
Oh, it's the
video
game.
game.
You
Oh,
just
it's
said it was a game store.
Dreamcast.
Oh,
This is the Dreamcast video game, GD-ROM.
Yes.
It's
You ever notice that with exception of like the Genesis, I can't fucking talk. With the exception of the Genesis, that there's a really hard time emulating Sega hardware.
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, actually,
Specifically the Saturn, like
the Saturn was. I think they made a major breakthrough with that not too long ago.
Actually, with the Genesis,
those aren't hard. Those have been around forever.
Yeah, but it always seems like like those at game things that play Genesis that always fuck up the sound.
Oh yeah, those like the Retron 3 or whatnot.
Yeah, I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about like Kega and things like that.
Oh yeah, that I use Kega.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the Genesis emulators actually work well, whereas the Saturn ones have notoriously been just kind of eh.
Oh, right. But
The Dreamcast ones are hit and miss.
So what is that? Is that an exclusive version of Virtual?
That's the Japanese version of the second Virtual On game for the Dreamcast.
Okay, I get it.
They actually had the American version there, but I let the Panda snap that one up because I didn't want to humiliate him twice.
Ouch. Well, it still can't be any worse than when we were playing the rock paper scissors thing for the Sena Dakimakura. And fucking Tim just like went and bought it while we were doing it.
Got caught slipping.
Yeah. Like he deserved it for that one.
Yeah.
So is that it? Because I have.
That's it on my end, BZ.
Okay. Because I got stuff.
Capitalism.
Right? It's gonna be.
It's advanced,
I got stuff because for a while I'm not going to be getting anything for a couple of months. So this is it as far as figures. First off, we're going to go with what you mentioned. 0080, Robot Damashi, NT1 Alex.
Nice. Does it come with the Chobham armor?
The what?
The Chobham armor?
Oh, no. It doesn't come with that.
Oh.
That would have cost
now I'm so
$30
disappointed.
if it did. Let me explain something to you. Very nice figure, but be careful with the fucking elbows because these come like what if you pull these off? These see the gray ring?
Yes.
Not the bottom part, but the top part. Those come off, and I was searching for those for about an hour on the floor of my room.
So yeah, after years of building a whole bunch of Gundam models, I am super careful with any small parts of any thing, like
I didn't
any
know it just like
object that, and like
I didn't know
that.
it was like
You know what you probably should do, depending on what the colors are that you're dealing with, is to find like almost a wrapping paper like substance that has a very like opposite color to it. That way, if you dump it on there by accident, you'll be able to see it real easily.
That's why when I'm building a Gundam model, or I'm doing building a model or handling any
well, these are
small parts
already
or something
yeah.
like that, I usually build the model over the box, because the box is just plain white inside, and unless it's, well, there's really no way possible that I'm going to lose anything inside that box. What's really comes down to it is when I'm building something and I don't have room for the box. Like back when I was in college, I used to build a lot of models in the student lounge, and I made
See, this is what kept him out of the good schools.
yeah, exactly. This is why I didn't go to Harvard. I made the mistake of building the real grade Zaku 2 in the student lounge, and the real grade Zaku 2 does this thing where, you know, those heat exchange piping that goes around the head and the waist.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You know how that's all little individual segments?
Oh, okay.
So on the high grade model and on the high grade model and on like I believe the master grade model, that's just all like one big piece that's sort of flexible that you can bend into shape and then put place in there.
Okay.
On the real grade, each of those little individual segments is actually a little individual segments
Part that you have to lock in there.
Slide them onto, I believe, it's a spring for the headpiece and a little stick, curved stick for the ones that go around the waist.
Oh wow.
It's an ordeal. And you better not drop any of those. They also give you extras because they know you're gonna fucking drop them. But
that's funny.
Do not play around with those because they're pretty significant.
Let me show you this thing with the leg. Let me show you this one thing with the leg. Okay, right here. There's a spring.
Okay.
Not everybody's watching. Some people will be just listening. So
it completely like collapses into it when you.
Yeah. So like the whole you can bend the whole leg all the way backward like a normal leg would actually bend.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of model kits aren't able to do that. Real grades are able to do that for the most part. You can get like you can go almost all the way back there, but not all the way. But
yeah,
you got like that's the cool thing about action figures as opposed to model kits is you usually get a much more expansive range of motion.
I pre-ordered they're doing a Robot Damashi of I'm not getting all the 80 ones, but I'm getting at least the I know you're gonna oppose this, but at least the Fetty stuff. They're doing the GM cold climate version.
Yep, from the beginning part of
yes,
80.
Yes.
Oh, during the Antarctica base deal? Yeah.
Exactly. They're doing that, so
Operation Rubicon, I believe it was called.
Well, wasn't Operation Rubicon the one where they actually infiltrated Side 6?
I thought it was at the Alaska or Antarctica base or whatever, but who knows?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I shall do that.
More stuff.
BZ has more capitalism. Do I have a capitalism drop in? I don't know if I have a capitalism drop in.
Can we get like a Donald Trump statement or something of some kind?
No, but we can get an Obama statement. Where is that? Yeah.
That is dangerous.
Gee, I can't see VZ getting this. Figma Yoshiko.
Yeah. I don't have a capitalism dropping, but I have one like this.
Excellent.
That'll
wait,
work.
hold on, more. Then we got Nendoroid Ebina from Umaro.
Lovely.
Yes, very nice.
Impressive.
She comes with
the freaking cat Dakimakura.
it's got like sand or something in it.
Oh, like tiny little bean bags. Well, beans
Yeah.
inside a bean bag.
Yeah, it's something like that. It feels something like that. But yeah. Oh, one more thing, and then we'll continue. For the Alex, they give you like the new robot Damashis, at least the ones that are labeled anime, have like a thing for the hands. It's like
yeah, kind of like what Figmas come with.
Right.
This little tree that all the hands stick into.
Exactly. So, all right. Anyone been watching anything?
I've had a serious situation going on my end that I really, unfortunately, can't get into.
I understand. The season's not that great anyway, so barely watching. Very, very little.
I'm gonna disagree with you, but nobody's gonna believe me because I haven't caught up on anything this season.
You know, the only things I'm watching this season is Build Divers, which I'm. Oh, your favorite mobile suit showed up as like just for a second, but
yeah,
your favorite suit showed up.
The Methus.
Yes.
What? Does it get destroyed immediately?
No, it's just standing there.
Good.
It was just like a flat.
Where it can do the least amount of damage. Just stand there.
They also had the.
Just make sure Fa pilots it.
They also had the
plot armor
from Double Zeta.
Lovely. Actually, I have actually been watching a bit of Double Zeta. I think I'm 10 episodes from the end now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So shit hit the fan. Shit has hit the fan by now.
It has been going directly south.
Well, it's like anytime there's a long ass series in Gundam, like a TV series, those last 10 episodes or so, if things haven't gotten bad by that point, they're about to.
Yeah.
Isn't Double Zeta much better than people were like?
Yeah, it is.
I don't like. Okay, I get it. You don't like Bright Noah with chicken on his head shit.
No, like none of us do.
The gang. Everyone thinks. All of us think that's ridiculous. But
I think the worst thing they did was not even that. I think the worst thing they did was with the character. Why am I having a hard time? Yazan, yeah, because of how horrible of a fucking person he is.
They kind of
that'll give you. Yeah, that one I'll give you.
But yeah, they definitely cheesed him a bit.
But I mean, that's the first quarter of the show at the absolute most. Everything else is fantastic.
I like Judo.
And, all the main characters that you get to go on the adventure with, they're all great. Like I'm not convinced about people's perspectives on Double Zeta. It's fine.
Watching Cutie Honey Universe.
Yeah. I need to definitely lock in on that.
It's actually fairly entertaining. I'm sure I'll like the OVA much more, the 90s one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the only other one stuff I'm watching is Alice, which again you said you hate that title.
Sorry, it just sounds like a dumb title. I'm not saying anything about the show. The actual title just bothers me.
And Comic Girls, which
is
all right. It's as far as like the Kirara adaptation, it's one of the weaker ones. Kirara manga time Kirara, something like that. It's that publication where most of the Moe 4 Coma things run in. like Hidamari and all those.
Right.
It's where the majority of those come from. It's very like average to my.
We should probably mention that we're in the chat.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So here's how you do up the chat. Go to ntrradio.net, hit the chat link, give yourself a nickname, hit the button, and join us in the IRC chat. Alternatively, get your favorite IRC client out, point it at irc.ryzen.net, and join us in the pound or hash SLC media channel. In addition, you can get at us on Twitter at TANubis, at VZMK2, at Immortal_KGods, and at NTR_radio. And the email box, as always, is ntrradio@gmail.com.
He's doing that thing where he's practicing for being an auctioneer.
You ever watch that YouTube video where they take cattle auctioneers and place a rap beat behind it?
No, that sounds like it'd be interesting though.
It's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then they place a rap beat behind it, and it actually works.
See, that sounds like something that Bones, Thugs, and Harmony would work with, doesn't it? Or am I just imagining things?
Bone Thugs might work with it.
Yeah, I used to listen to them back in the late '90s.
Yeah,
great
first of the month.
Gun Gale Online is good.
It really is.
But I never seen any Sword Art Online. So.
Me neither, VZ, but it's still a good show.
I know. Listen, it's got a lowly with a gun.
And
sold.
The answer to that is yes, but it's also a good show independent of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to watch any of the other Sword Art Online?
No, I don't give a fuck about Sword Art Online.
See, that should be the name of the episode.
Well, here's the thing. Gun Gale Online might get me to give a fuck about Sword Art Online.
Or maybe that will be.
Maybe that might happen. We don't know. The show's not over yet. But it's a good show.
I'm sorry, I am extremely distracted by that Cecilia fucking figure behind you.
Yeah, it's a great figure. I'm really happy about it.
I'm afraid to ask how much that thing was.
If you have to ask, it's too much.
I will look it up for you.
No, don't, because
don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Because once I learn, and I probably won't want it as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously though. Okay.
Let's leave some stones unturned. Let's just not look into it.
Well,
anyway, I don't think we have news.
We don't?
No, I don't believe so, unless you've got something.
Just the typical bullshit that's been going on pretty much every week, with the whining about this or that, Yeah. But to my knowledge, there hasn't been any like massive death threats like the Darling and the Franks thing or some stupid shit like that.
That got me so angry.
No, yeah, that was there you go. Shippers gone wild.
Put that on a DVD, sell it at 2 a.m. on channels that have stopped broadcasting. Anyway, with that, we're going to move into the first break. Keep it right here on NTR Radio. I said the first break. I don't even know if we're doing the third segment.
Well, there's always the magic of editing.
I got the price.
You need to shut your mouth on this price right now, because I know how much it costs. And
I won't say. I'm not gonna say. I was looking for it for myself.
Well, see, the worst thing is now I'm going to want to personally investigate, and then I'm going to end up having cardiac arrest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know if you'll be able to find it because it's from 2 years ago.
Well, yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
All right, I will shut up.
Easy,
shut up.
Don't do it, because it's gonna upset you.
Well, not really if I can't get it anyway.
Yeah, that might you might be relieved.
It's like, oh, hey, I just got paid the other day. That's not what I needed to know.
In the list of things VZ does not care about, Infinity War.
I'll probably see it eventually, but in no hurry.
The ass mad about it is kind of entertaining. But then again, every movie that comes out now has ass mad.
Yep.
I mean, like literally every blockbuster that's come out in the last X amount of months or whatever has had this happen.
Is that that effect that they used? A computer effect?
No, I'm referring specifically just to the people that are getting mad about it.
Oh, people getting mad. Oh, no.
Because it doesn't have enough dwarf homosexuals in it or some bullshit. Whatever they're saying.
Lovely.
People out there are laughing because they know what I'm saying is true. That every time there's some movie out, oh, there's not enough disabled people in it, or
trans black, disabled. Just put everything.
Gender fluid furries.
All you need to do there is go on Fur Affinity.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is coming in from the Discord. Apparently, it is a good movie, and the reason there's ass mad is because it ends on a cliffhanger.
Well, there's that too.
Which is like, okay, it's an MCU movie.
George,
you
George
expect it to have a friggin' a nice, clean ending? Really? You expected it to have a nice, clean conclusion to its ending? Of course, it's not gonna have. Of course, it's gonna end on some kind of cliffhanger. They need to keep the franchise going.
Check this out. Other things that are funny in there. George says there is a dwarf in it. In fact. You should cosplay as the Falcon. Anubis?
I don't know who the Falcon is. No idea who the Falcon is.
Shippers Gone Wild sounds like a really lame porn. Yeah, it does. No, it's people that work in the Amazon warehouse.
Ha.
Actually, you don't have time to film porn in there. If you've been paying attention, there's like practically human rights abuses or some shit in there.
Yeah.
Have you been hearing about that?
I've been hearing about it for a while.
I am so glad I didn't take that gig. Because I actually had that gig. I could have actually worked in the Amazon warehouse. I'm glad I didn't.
I know a person who I believe did past tense work at Amazon, and
that doesn't sound very promising.
Well, yeah, there were some psychological issues, and this isn't a direct result of only working at Amazon, but there were other factors. Let's put it this way: he's a first responder who had to respond to Sandy Hook. So that, coupled with Amazon work conditions and all that it's not a particularly good coupled with other factors, not a particularly good combination of factors. So as a result, I believe he did past tense work at Amazon.
Yeah, because I kept reading about that, and it says, how does this sound any different than when you hear about like sweatshops and stuff overseas? It actually sounds just as bad. It's like, you don't have time to go to the bathroom. Yep. We don't let you do that. Then somebody gets caught going in the corner in a plant or something. I don't know. Did they beat him with bamboo sticks?
Okay, let me.
How have we not been banned on here?
Let's not tempt fate. just like the price of this figure here. Let's not tempt fate. Let's not ask questions we don't want the answer to.
Okay.
I had another Minmay pick, and I no longer have it up because I'm an idiot.
Hey, she was one of my Ani girls of the day.
I'm pissed I passed off that Ritsuko figure that I wanted. But so don't feel bad if there's a figure that you really like that it's like then it's like sold out everywhere.
I just like the fact that she's in a bunny costume.
Well, that's all the freeing one.
Yeah, freeing does it. Yeah, freeing does a series of these because I got the Reyes Grimoire as well.
Yeah, but she normally dresses like that to an extent.
They started with Haruhi.
Yeah.
Which would make sense because she dresses like that when she's playing on stage during the whole concert bit.
In the con, at the con, they had a version of that. Khan's sister.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, no, those are all from one of the promotional images as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have a wall scroll of this somewhere.
I know what you're talking about. Yes. Don't you love how I was like, yeah, I know what they're talking about.
But yeah, so the cool thing about these figures, not just that they're big, is that you see the fishnets?
Mm-hmm.
The real fishnets.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, so it's actually made out of fabric. So you get that visual effect as well. They're really impressive figures.
Once he turns this camera off, he's going to be fondling them. Yeah. He's like, his face suddenly got really serious. I like you better when you're making the Strike Witch's smart ass look on your face. Seriously, that story still amuses me. Just sitting there quietly in the I guess in the center.
I was not center, but I was a bit to the right hand side, one row behind the first row.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't like a full house, so there were like they could see me very quick.
I was gonna say, well, that just means it's easier for them to spot you.
Let me see which ones they have out. Oh, there's I know you've seen Konosuba.
Yeah.
Konosubarashi Sekai. They have one of her. Do they have that one of Mikan, or is that sold out?
If I was going to get a figure from Konosuba, it'd probably either be Darkness or Megumin.
And here is the link.
The sad thing is I can never think of her saying that her name is Darkness without laughing, thinking of that freaking Chappelle Show bit.
Darkness.
Yeah, the Rick James thing.
Yeah. See, this is before Wesley Snipes. Until then,
yeah,
me and my brother Eddie Murphy were the two darkest dudes on the face of the
earth. That's funny.
Okay. Question from the IRC from Scorpiogeist. Did you take her as a business expense, Anubis? No, I didn't.
No, business write-off.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing.
It's a
I will pre-order figures from so the Shimakaze that I have. A customer had pre-ordered that, so I ordered 3, one for the customer, one for my inventory, and one for myself.
Right. So is that how it even came to your attention?
The bunny girl?
Yes.
No, I believe this is one I bought from. Yeah, I bought this one from Hobby Search.
Oh, okay. I was wondering where you actually got it from.
Yeah, I got this one from Hobby Search, and I remember that because I almost didn't receive it. It almost met the same fate as getting caught up in
crossing the Canadian border.
Get caught up in the you weren't home to sign for this, so we returned it.
That's always horrible when that
Yeah.
happens.
That my Mia figure got caught in. But speaking of the Canadian border, I got this the day I left on my trip to Canada, and because I went out, I saw the slip, went out, and the only reason I was able to do this was because I had that day off. Saw the slip, went out to the post office, got the thing, came back home, put it down, and then pieced out for the airport.
Yeah.
So the only reason I even have that is because I was heading somewhere else.
Yeah, so you kind of, and then you just had to deal with TSA, which is always fun.
No, I didn't bring it with me.
No. I don't mean like that. I mean just lines are annoying.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't that bad when I went there.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah, not too many people go to Canada. I'm just being a smart
people said they were gonna, but they didn't.
Yeah. Not only that, but they said they were gonna move there to live.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna happen.
We just showed up in Quebec and don't speak French. I mean,
okay, I am going to see. This is all this is gonna do is piss me off. There it is. I'm gonna be right back. Then we'll hit up the second segment.
Alrighty.
Harmony Gold.
I can say safely that there is no Harmony and definitely no gold with them. And certainly not going to be any gold after they get through, after Battletech just caves their ass in.
Do we need to bring up, or is that kind of too tangential, Streamline Pictures?
I guess we could. Let's wait till he gets back. Maybe he'll want to decide what we want to do with that.
The old ad for Streamline Pictures, if you ever look that up. Old anime ad, the ads that they would put on the tape are always funny because it's like they always made the most extreme.
Yeah, they market it in a very nonsensical way if you actually know how it works.
And also cutting edge.
Yeah, and a lot of this stuff wouldn't even be new.
Yeah, it's like 5-6 years old at like.
Yeah, that's funny. While you were gone, we were just talking about how like Streamline Pictures and stuff and all them, how they used to market anime, and like they'd play all these like hyper violent OVAs and stuff, and they would talk about it like it's cutting edge, like it's some kind of new thing. And it's like the shows themselves would be like 6 years old or something like that, you know.
All
Good
right.
times.
Ready on second segment.
Yeah. Are we going to be looking at something specifically with a website or?
I have a collection of articles and we'll be going through them, and I'll post them up in the IRC as we progress.
For posterity. And lemonade.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to NTR Radio.
It's now raining over here.
Hey.
Hopefully
that get us again.
Yeah, no. Last time there was a big rain issue, you guys ended up getting hit by Sandy.
Yeah, they freaking knocked out the podcast for how many months?
Like, what was great about that is it was right on the precipice of it actually landing when we were doing it. Like
we were making jokes.
Yeah, like right up to the very end. It's like you probably could have stuck your mic out the window and you could have heard it fucking coming. Like, hear somebody screaming running down the street. Neptune's back.
Anyway, this episode is actually a long time coming. We've had this in the works for the better part of 2 months at this point.
Yeah, it kept getting pushed back for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah,
in the making.
2 months in the making. Oh, did you? That's like that one guy who got recently, just as a slight aside, recently got in trouble for saying a bunch of, one of the people who were the main guy who was screaming about the girl with the Chinese dress.
Oh yeah.
They actually looked back into his like social media history, and it had a bunch of, like dropping racial slurs and a bunch of crap like that in there.
Oh, what a champion.
Oh, but here's the best part though. Like when it was brought up, he's like, he did the whole, like, oh, like I've grown up since then, kind of bit. And it's like, dude, that was January. Like this January. It's like, yeah, I grew up from 5 months ago. I'm sorry, I had to put that out there. I heard that on the radio the other day when I was heading down to work. Like they were talking about it, and the one guy mentioned that, and I was just cackling like a fucking hyena. That's funny. Anyway, to get back to Macross.
Anyway, yes. So we're talking the Macross saga.
Robotech.
Harmony Gold, Robotech, Macross, and a little bit of Battletech too, because I'm mad about that.
Although that was actually kind of funny.
And also Jetfire. I don't know why VZ's whispering.
I don't know.
Anyway, so Harmony Gold.
To which there is no harmony, nor there is no gold.
So, okay, well, so how do we want to start this? Because we can. So Macross is created.
Like do a 3, 2, 1 fuck harmony gold chant.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
So Macross is created. This guy called Carl Masek comes over and says, "Hey, I'd like to bring Macross over to the United States." So a company called Harmony Gold brings in Masek and says, "Hey, we'd like to do this." The problem is because of syndication requirements throughout in the US at the time.
Yeah, it had to be 65, 13 or 65.
Yeah,
13.
Macross didn't have enough episodes, or if you want to look at it, had too many episodes to actually meet those requirements. So
what was it again? Like only 30? Yeah, it was like 30 something. 36.
Yeah, it's 30 some odd episodes. Yeah.
So what Carl Masek did was take Super Dimension Fortress Macross and 2 unrelated series, Super Dimension Cavalry Southern Cross and Genesis Climber Mospeada.
Yes.
And kind of write them together into each other to create what would come to be known as Robotech.
Right. Which, if you were unaware of this, you might not be the wiser about any of that.
Right, because going back to Harmony Gold really pushed Robotech. And
this was not like just some
to really push Robotech.
By the way, this thing about taking one series and then taking another series and trying to
that's not new.
No, they were doing this with like Voltron.
Yes. That was actually going to be my go-to example of them doing that.
I was about to say Voltron as well.
Again, although interestingly enough, we got that in its original form now as Beast King Go Lion. I actually own it. And just for all the kiddies out there, what you're doing listening to our podcast, that means you've got irresponsible parents. But that smile. But that's rated like 16 up or whatever, as opposed to Voltron, which was like Y7 or something. It's like, what happened here? It's like, I'll tell you what happened.
But what's funny is that Go Lion, that was a kid's show in Japan.
But it's got like genocide in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Rape. It's more implied than actual,
Yeah. Cannibalism.
Yeah, cannibalism as well. So you can see why these things didn't make the transition.
So we eventually got Go Lion here.
Yeah.
We didn't get a lot of Macross here.
No, the whole franchise itself, it's very fragmented here.
Yeah, there was that weird window where, because I guess they were asleep at the wheel.
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
Macross 2 and Plus came out.
Yep.
And that's about all she wrote, really.
Well, you can watch
No,
the
well,
original.
wait. Stop. There was a period where Do You Remember Love did come out here. There was a dub for it.
Oh, I
It
know.
called Clash of the Bionoids.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what you were saying?
You can watch the original Macross on Amazon Prime.
Isn't it like
Only
some
anime.
bad Hong Kong subs or some shit, though? Or is it just really bad looking? Somebody said the quality level was ass.
It hasn't aged too well. Looks like it's seen better days. But you can watch the original Macross there. Quality of the subs, I couldn't tell you because we really don't have much to go off of. But you can see the original Macross on Amazon Prime. But the key is we haven't seen the Macross franchise as insofar as it's been released in Japan but not in the US. A lot of the reason for that is Harmony Gold because they hold the license to Macross, and
yeah, no 7, no Frontier, no
exactly
Delta.
we don't
They've
get 7.
Essentially,
we don't get Frontier. We
they've
don't get
essentially
Delta.
cock-blocked fans of the franchise.
Exactly.
See, that's what we need to call it. Cock-blocked by Harmony Gold.
Harmony Gold.
Anyway, but yeah, it has been very poorly handled over in the United States, the Macross franchise. It's just, we've got nothing but fragmented bits and pieces of it, really. Both the original show and the franchise.
Don't forget Robotech the Sentinels too. Robotech 2 the Sentinels.
Oh, yeah, and
Or is that jumping?
as
We'll get to that.
as stuff has gone on, the Harmony Gold has continued to push the Robotech property,
but not actually do anything with it.
Exactly. Not
They're sitting on it.
They're doing plenty with the Robotech property, but they're number one is a lot of them. They're not doing a whole lot of Macross Saga Robotech, and they're continuing to push it as if it wasn't conceived as a mishmash of 3 shows just to get Macross over here.
Yeah, and not only that, but now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but from what I understand, Japan is not happy about any of this.
No, obviously
not. So this gets into the kind of the maelstrom of legal issues.
Oh, and there's a fuck ton of them revolving around Macross and Harmony Gold.
Yeah, exactly. So surrounding Harmony Gold, Macross, Robotech, and Battletech.
Which
as well, and
something recently very amusing occurred about that, which we'll get into a little later.
We'll get into that. But I found this article earlier today, in fact. Posting up in the IRC right now.
Woot.
This is from denofthegeek.com. Where's the rings dropping?
Actually, there's no the. It's just Den of Geek.
Okay. This is from denofgeek.com. Seamus Kelly, November 7, 2017. Why can't anyone talk about the Macross Robotech problem? And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but what the gist of it is, Harmony Gold's not going to talk about why, the specifics as to why they haven't bring over Macross. And a lot of the Japanese players are pretty clammed up about it as well. So they reference a 2015 interview with Forbes, by Forbes with Shoji Kawamori, who's one of the original creators of Macross, the original mecha designer. And he says thus, when it comes to Robotech, it's difficult to comment. It's not something I can talk about openly, as this possibly became a court case.
This should alone tell you that shit has hit the fan.
Yeah. So,
Like the guy who made the damn thing, or was largely responsible for a large chunk of the damn thing, can't even refer to it.
Yeah, you can't. The guy who made the thing can't comment on the thing he made.
Like that alone should tell you there's some serious Lego mumbo jumbo.
So, continuing on, Bill Davis, executive vice president of Harmony Gold, says the following on the issue of the fan complaints about Harmony Gold's practices, many of which we'll get into later on in this segment. We're really trying really hard to give fans what they want in every aspect of this business. It's a little disheartening, I will say, from a personal level, to see people get so caught up in hate that they can't see that we're trying, and we are, and we want to work for them, and we want to bring them everything they want. That's what we want. There are limitations. And he continues, I just think there are lines here. If you have an opinion, fine. If you have passion, fine. I'm good with the critiques and criticism. I'm fine with all that. How do you move forward if someone isn't brave enough to say, hey, this is what I think? Just don't be personal. People don't know us. They don't know me. They don't know my family. That's where it's not cool. Everything else is fine. This, and tell me if I'm off base with this, but this reminds me of that response Funimation gave.
Oh, it sounds like PR bullshit.
Yeah.
After the Hajime no Gal thing.
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, we get that there are disagreements, but don't attack us.
Yeah. Basically, it sounds like a very calculated statement. In the sense where they want us pretend. They want to pretend like they're being fair, and which, when you learn about their practices, you'll know they're not.
Yeah.
Wasn't the last thing that they actually made something for was the Shadow Chronicles?
I believe so.
Which
I couldn't swear that as gospel, but yeah, I think so.
Which, what is it? Kind of used the Mospita designs, but not really like they used it, but without kind of the blessing of the original parties involved.
That alone should be tell you what kind of people you're dealing with here.
So, and if you scroll down to the comments on this article, you'll notice this comment here, Laurent Kin.
I'm not even seeing any comments.
Oh, that's odd.
There's Facebook comments
that's what I'm talking
showing. Oh, I think my ad blocker or something might be screwing around with it. But I'm not actually even seeing no. Huh, it's odd. I think that might be.
Well, I'm going to read it anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I can't see it.
You omitted a crucial point in your article. The Japanese rights owner, Big West, is actually trying hard to get the Macross worldwide trademark from Harmony Gold. And of course, in response, Harmony Gold is trying hard to prevent it, as their Department of Animation exists only because of Macross. So yeah, there's no open talk about the Macross Robotech problem, but there are things moving in backstage. It's not even backstage. Anyone who checked the worldwide trademark can find it out. And he goes on to say the facts are quite simple. Harmony Gold legally acquired the original SDF Macross broadcast rights from Tatsunoko years ago. After Macross 2 and Macross Plus worldwide release, they became worried of seeing SDF Macross sequels and numerous toys popping out in Japan. 3. To protect their creation, as they said, they trademarked the word Macross in a lot of countries. And that's what actively prevents Macross sequels from worldwide release. 4. When our French editors tried to release Macross series, Harmony Gold's answer is final and without appeal. The Western version of Macross is Robotech. Let that sink in. which is why when I go to Anime Boston a month ago, Harmony Gold's they're still running Robotech panels because
And how many people are there?
I don't know because I didn't go. What
Just
you're not
crash
gonna
one
find
of
me.
them. Crash
I will
one of
never.
them and
No,
go.
you
How
won't
about that?
catch me dead in a Robotech panel. I don't have time for a Robotech panel. I know the truth.
You gotta go undercover, man.
What
Yeah,
undercover?
incognito.
Yeah, incognito.
Wear a trench
I
coat
love
and a big hat.
Robotech.
He already wears a trench coat.
So
What?
so that's
Yeah,
more or less the gist of where this issue is coming from. Harmony Gold has an iron grip on Macross largely outside of Japan.
Oh, for sure.
And because Macross is a complex franchise, they believe it's in their best interest to maintain that iron grip, and they believe it's in their best interest to prevent other things from coming out.
Where can I bring up the thing about Jetfire? Is that
Yeah, let's get into talking about some of the particulars. VZ, hit up the Jetfire thing. I'll grab the link
okay?
and
I'm
put it in
gonna
the
try to explain
IRC.
this in the absolute best way possible. If I get if they get too complicated, just tell me to stop, and I'll okay.
Yeah, if I will be the layperson, and if I don't understand anything at all, you I'll ask you to explain.
Okay, so in 1984, A5, original Generation 1 Transformers comes out, which is basically taking the Takara toy lines, Microman, and Diaclone, okay? Bringing those toys over, adding personalities to them, having Toei animate the show, okay?
Yeah.
So they wanted more stuff, more, and they went outside of that to other companies. Going back to 1980 in 82, 83, a toy company in Japan called Takatoku Toys made the what's for as the one. Well, they were the ones that did the toys for Macross. One of the toys they did was one 55 scale Valkyrie. They did, and what happened was Takatoka Toys went out of business in '84, and then Bandai took over and released that. Okay, you got me.
I'm with you.
Following you so far.
Okay, when Hasbro was looking for things, other robot things to use for the Transformers toy line, they wanted some big pieces. They wanted some like big higher price items.
Right.
And that Valkyrie toy looked interesting to them. They didn't care where it was from. They would have incorporated that into the. But what happened was, and again, this was by '85. What happened was, Macross came out. Oh, well, Robotech came out, and
Freudian slipped.
they couldn't use. What happened was, when the Robotech line came out, Hasbro got the rights to that toy. That would have been like the premier toy for the Robotech line.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They got the other stuff. They got like the other Macross Takatoka toys, including the SDF-1, but they weren't able to get the premier thing that would have been kind of like the reason to get the Macross license.
Right.
So Hasbro, again, that character, that Valkyrie, was released here, recolored, like all the armor bits, super armor bits were made the fast packs were changed red and made into a character called Jetfire. But because of the Robotech thing happening, they changed it even further in the cartoon to change the design completely, including a totally different head, and not just the name, but a different, not just the look, but a different name. So instead of Jetfire, they made a character called Skyfire.
Mm.
What's interesting is that episode with Skyfire introduction was 84. So this, and Robotech wouldn't come until 85. So this happened all behind the scenes before even it.
Well, if I may point out, Harmony Gold has a reputation.
Yes.
As notoriously being fans of litigation.
Well, I'll get into that because a few years ago, Hasbro released a new toy of Jetfire that didn't even really resemble the original Valkyrie. It only barely resembled that original design. It was like a modern reinterpretation of the character. But Robotech, Harmony Gold tried to sue them. And you know what happened? The lawsuit got thrown out.
Ha.
Because like I said, it wasn't like the actual original thing.
Right.
It was a new interpretation of the old thing.
Right.
So it's kind of, if you were a little kid and you knew about both Transformers and Robotech, it's like, why is this in this line but not in this thing?
Right.
Even though I'm seeing that thing in this cartoon, it would have been totally fucking confusing. I only barely kind of knew about that because I knew about Generation 1 Transformers, but I saw a little bit of Robotech when I was growing up, but not enough to really have it be a part of my childhood, which is why I was able to go right into Macross.
Right.
Same with like Voltron and Go Lion.
I think the biggest crime of Macross being in this situation is how good of a show it is.
Yeah, it's an excellent show and it's an excellent franchise, and it sucks that Macross is the show that got caught up in all this bullcrap.
Why couldn't it have been like I don't know, something that nobody really likes?
Brain powered.
Ouch! Freaking gonna have to send Tomino to the burn ward for that one.
I'm going to have to write an apology letter to Tomino. I'm sorry I mentioned brain power.
And then he'll write back to you, screw you, I don't like robot animation, and give you a free copy of Victory.
Yeah, that's how I'll secure a free copy of Mobile Suit Victory Gundam.
Hey, imagine if they decided we're going to take these robot shows. We're going to include the first Gundam and add that to like Robotech.
Oh.
Or
don't give them those kind of ideas.
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, don't even give them that kind of an idea.
I will say that I watched all of Mospedo. Mospedo is actually a pretty good robot show. Mm-hmm. Not as like Macross is better, but it's from that time frame. Like I said, the last 2 episodes, it's clearly like was meant to be a little bit longer than it actually was because it's only 25.
Yeah.
Might
I point out that Macross, was that 84?
82.
Or 82. Okay. I knew it was between that and 84. Okay. I always thought that it kind of got sort of compared to the original Gundam. I mean, it had the benefit of being in the 80s and had a little bit more probably money pumped into it.
Well, here's the thing I noticed about, because I remember discussion about the 2 shows, Gundam and Macross, on like the Mecha Boards on 4chan.
Okay, that'll be fun. in between being called a Macross fag and a Gundam fag back and forth.
I've heard like see Gundam, the production emphasized the character animation over the mecha or the Gundam animation, which is why Gundam the mobile suits look a lot of times really terribly drawn.
Yeah.
Those awful like stills that I've seen.
Mm.
But in Macross, it's the other way around, where there was emphasis to have really well drawn mecha, but a lot of poorly drawn characters.
I never thought they were terrible.
They're not poorly
depends.
drawn, but there's certainly room for some improvement.
At least the original Macross doesn't have a silly opening song like Toei Gundam, which is lovable in its corniness.
Mikimoto's character designs justice in a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Anyway,
I was gonna say I was surprised that they took Southern Cross as the second show and not Orgus, because Orgus visually is a lot more similar.
Would have made more sense.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like Masek just threw darts at a board.
that's the way I feel.
Three shows kind of sort of look similar, maybe. All I really want is Macross.
I'll get somebody who can tie it all in.
Yeah, but see,
anyway, VZ, I have a very similar story, and that this goes into the Battletech thing I'm mad about.
All right.
So,
Cool.
In addition to the saga regarding the Macross franchise, Harmony Gold has a very sordid history with the Battletech franchise as well. It's an article in the IRC. This is from PCGamesN.com. October 10th, 2017 by Jay Allen. This is talking about the history of the Battletech franchise and Harmony Gold. So what happened was, back in 92, FASA, which is the original creators of Battletech, tried a license deal with Playmates, a US toy manufacturer. The deal fell through. Playmates made the toys anyway, including one that looked a lot like the Mad Cat / Timberwolf from Battletech. FASA sued and lost, opening themselves up to a countersuit by one of Playmates' partners, Harmony Gold. See, what happened was, back in the day, the original Battletech used a lot of designs that sort of coincidentally were also in the original Macross, in addition to a couple other shows like Dogram and Crusher Joe.
Yeah, the Dogram ones I recognize.
So what happened was the Battletech had partnered with 20th Century Imports, which were making model kits for stuff like Dogram, stuff like Macross. So they had partnered with 20th Century Imports to make, well, not even make, repurpose some of those designs for use in, originally it was called Battle Droids, but it eventually grew into Battletech. So some of these designs ended up in the Battletech game as some early designs, in addition to a whole lot of in-house stuff. It's not like FASA stole all the designs from anime.
Right.
But as a result of the fact that battle mechs like the Warhammer and the Longbow were copy, and the Marauder famously are copies.
That I know, the Marauder, because
Yep.
that's that one.
Yeah, that one's the Glaug battle pod, the Zentradi commander pod. But as a result, Harmony Gold said, "Hey, you guys are using some of these designs that are from this license we own." So Harmony Gold had the license to SDF Macross and claimed they hold the exclusive rights to any merchandise based on Macross outside of Japan. So because Battletech had Macross designs in it, that becomes a problem for Harmony Gold. So FASA sues Playmates. Harmony Gold gets the attention of FASA gets the attention of Harmony Gold by doing that. And so
What year is this, by the way?
This is 96 we're at, where now FASA ends up settling out of court with Harmony Gold in 96. They would agree to stop using any of the designs that were from Macross. So this is what in the Battletech community these are known as the unseen. So after 96, and this is funny because I played MechWarrior 2 back in 1995. So this is before, so that had the Marauder in it and that had the Warhammer in it. So past a certain point, you didn't see those designs. As a matter of fact, if you look at the MechWarrior 2 that came out for the Sega Saturn and the Sony PlayStation, those don't have those designs in them either. So you see those little subtleties within various Battletech works, but battle mechs like the Marauder and the Shadowhawk and all this stuff that's from other properties were taken out of the game and taken out of subsequent works in the Battletech universe. So those all became the unseen, and things were mostly quiet, a couple flare-ups here and there. But what ended up happening was there was a trailer for a new MechWarrior game. This eventually became MechWarrior Online, but the trailer had the Warhammer battle mech in it, which is one of the unseen. It's based off the Destroyed Tomahawk. So Harmony Gold came down on that as well. So
wow. So they just basically it's like lawsuit.
Yeah, they're basically watching the Battletech and MechWarrior franchises like a hawk, and if anyone says the word Marauder 2, the Harmony Gold's lawyers paratroop down into the
whip out their gigantic schlongs and
it's like a C-130 passes overhead, and a whole bunch of lawyers in suits parachute down with briefcases.
I just got this funny visual of one of those modern drones just showing up at the offices of the developers, like with the little summons on there.
Like Smith and Tinker, because now we're in 2007. Smith and Tinker's looking at. Someone says the word Warhammer, and the Predator drone just hovers outside the window.
Like it doesn't even, no, it doesn't even give a thing. It just hovers there to say, "Hey, I'm here watching you." like just sort of don't go that route.
Big ass Harmony Gold logo on the prow.
Big OHG, on the side of it in gold, of course. That'd be great.
So it goes a little something like this from the article. Wiseman left Microsoft and formed a new studio called Smith and Tinker, licensing the rights to MechWarrior from Microsoft. So FASA Studios was owned by Microsoft between sometime in the 2000s and 2007. So Wiseman then teamed up with Piranha Games to launch a new MechWarrior game. But because Microsoft wouldn't let any future MechWarrior game release on the PlayStation 3, they had difficulty finding a publisher. Piranha eventually struck a deal with Infinite Game Publishing, who stumped up the money to buy the licensing rights to MechWarrior from Wiseman's company and fund the development of MechWarrior Online. As soon as the project was announced and the problem started, the first trailer of Piranha's MechWarrior game featured the Warhammer, one of the unseen mechs based on the licensed art that FASA and Wiseman agreed not to use in 1996. Harmony Gold objected, even sending IGN a cease and desist letter demanding they stopped hosting the trailer. So not only is Harmony Gold going after the people making the new MechWarrior game, they're going after people broadcasting the trailer of the new MechWarrior game they're making.
So these people were worse than Viacom.
Yeah, and this isn't the only story I have. I have another article that's hilarious. Piranha claimed that at the time, that Harmony Gold had no impact whatsoever on development or signing a deal for MechWarrior. But Harmony Gold did insist on the removal of that particular Warhammer design, which is based on original art, used in 1984 by FASA. Continuing, then in June 2013, Piranha announced Project Phoenix, a new 4-mech addition to MechWarrior Online. All of these mechs were loosely based on unseen mechs that hadn't appeared in any Battletech video game since the Harmony Gold lawsuit. However, none of these mechs are based on robot designs Harmony Gold had ever previously claimed. These are some of the Crusher Joe, Fang of the Sun Dogram designs.
Right. Okay.
When Piranha contacted Harmony Gold to get their approval on 2 more proposed designs, which were the Warhammer and the Marauder, the company rejected them. Piranha broke off negotiations and redesigned the 2 machines, eventually releasing them in September 2015. Around the time Piranha released Marauder and Warhammer and MechWarrior Online, Harebrained Schemes launched the Kickstarter for Battletech. So this game actually came out not too long ago. So Harebrained Schemes is making this game that's basically a PC version of the tabletop Battletech games, which is a turn-based strategy game using a hex grid and 2d6 and whatnot. So, continuing. Even though neither MechWarrior 5 or Harebrained Schemes Battletech game feature any of the mechs originally based on robots in Macross, in March, Harmony Gold filed a suit against both developers. They claimed the redesigned Warhammer, Marauder, and other mechs in MechWarrior Online infringe on their rights to the corresponding Macross designs, and that the same is true of the mechs used by Harebrained Schemes. So they did a big redesign of the Warhammer, which is based off Destroy Tomahawk, and the Marauder, which is based off of the Zentradi Commander Pod. Now I'm going to look up these designs real quick and post them in the IRC, and y'all tell me if these look anything like the originals.
Like,
because they did, and I don't particularly like the new redesigns. They're not.
Post them?
Not yet. I'm not 100% fan of them. However, they to me at least look sufficiently different from what's going on at Harmony Gold. And well, here's one of the Marauder. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can actually extract this image.
I should bring out the reason I'm not talking a whole lot about this is because I'm not really well versed in this area.
Oh yeah, this is Battletech. This is some stuff I've been on since 5 years old.
Yeah, so I'm just letting you talk all about it because I figure nothing I say would just be like, I see, yeah,
Okay, so I posted the Marauder up in the IRC.
Okay, yeah, well, okay.
And for reference, I will get us a picture of the Glaug battle pod, if this will cooperate with me. Here we go.
Mecha HQ, by the way, has all the Macross designs if you're in need.
Yeah, I actually was going to mention that.
So you can compare and contrast. It's obviously inspired by it.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's so different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like, if you can say these things
departure.
are the same, like, wow. You might as well... That same logic should basically be used to copyright guitar chords.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's absurd.
And for reference, you have the Warhammer. And let me grab a Destroy Tomahawk for y'all. Destroy Tomahawk.
Okay, the funny thing is, I actually know what the Macross is. Like, I recognize by heart all the Macross designs. But okay, I see what you mean about this one.
Yeah, so this one looks more like the original.
Yeah. Even like
again,
the color is kind of
again, obviously inspired.
but
But-
still not like
Not the same, which is the key, because the original designs were basically like line for line redraws of the destroyed tomahawk and like even this image of the tomahawk we're looking for is basically the exact image used for the Warhammer in like the original source books and whatnot.
Yeah.
But just line art, no colors, none of that. So that's what's key.
Right.
Anyway, going further, the suit goes further, including designs based on anime series that Harmony Gold never owned the rights to, such as the Locust and Shadowhawk, and original designs first created by FASA, such as the iconic Atlas. So Harmony Gold's claiming the whole thing,
even stuff that they never ever had.
stuff that they've never been involved in.
Yeah. Which is going to bite them in the ass here real soon.
Oh yeah. After 25 years of doggedly chasing Battletech in whatever form it pops up, it appears Harmony Gold is expanding its reach over the series, with the cases against Harebrained and Piranha Games due to go up in court in the new year. There's no sign of this legal tug of war coming to an end anytime soon. And I just like this little flourish at the end of the article. Wiseman and a representative for Harmony Gold both declined to comment.
Yes. But this doesn't end there. Just recently.
This does not end here, and I want to. There's a couple articles I want to see. Here we go. Actually, is that the one?
There's one I think that Razor Fist brought up.
Well, I got two of these, and these are from Sarna.net, which is a big Battletech site. They got a wiki of all the battle mechs and whatnot.
Is that the one? Because the Robotech like RPG books, like the license for that, like expired.
I've been hearing things about the Robotech RPG for a bit now, and like I've seen it in the wild. But number one, I'm not gonna. I don't even want to lay my hands on anything Robotech. So number one, and number two,
I don't want to reward them for their behavior.
Truthfully, the only thing, as again, in my field, which is toys, the only thing I see of Robotech at all, like as far as this is what keeps coming out for Robotech, is the company Toynami keeps putting out toys for Robotech. And again, it's something I refuse to buy because I won't support that. I wouldn't even.
Okay,
but that's why you don't see Macross toys on like US sites like.
Oh yeah,
right, exactly.
And why anything Macross on like sites like Hobby Japan sells out the pre-order within a day.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
It's like, okay, you can have this Macross, but it's gonna go fast.
It's like you better be on it.
So this is very recent. This is from April 6th, 2018.
That's interesting.
Sarna.net, no byline. Okay, no byline, it looks like. Oh no, it's by Sean. Only Sean. Good evening, Battletech fans. We're on the eve of Battletech's long-awaited release. This is the PC game. We have some news on the lawsuit for the ongoing legal battle between Harebrained Schemes, Piranha Games Inc., and Harmony Gold. We last left our Intrepid Heroes. They were asking the judge for some judgment against Harmony Gold to find in favor of the defendants, that's us, without needing to go into a lengthy trial. It turns out that Piranha Games had found the results of an earlier trial that proved Harmony Gold didn't even have the rights to the unseen mechs that they were suing over in the first place. Those designs were in fact owned by another company called Big West. What happened next was Harmony Gold decided to amend their complaint and remove some of the specific language in their suit against Piranha Games and Harebrained Schemes. This was in order to buy time and stave off a summary judgment against them, which was seeming very likely due to the shaky legal ground Harmony Gold suddenly found themselves on. Not to be deterred, Prana Games refiled their motion for summary judgment with mostly the same language as before after Harmony Gold amended their complaint. I'm no lawyer, but according to Reddit user GoodTroy3067, and with kudos for explaining all the legalese, we could be in for a long wait while the judge decides on the request for judgment, like to the tune of 6 months. I know that's abundant, but cheer up. It's looking like we might finally see the last of the much reviled Harmony Gold. But not so fast. In a last-ditch effort, Harmony Gold is throwing the legal equivalent of a long bomb 600-yard play by requesting a letter of rogatory, essentially a letter from litigators in Japan asking them to confirm Harmony Gold's ownership of the unseen copyrights. They're not likely to get it for 2 reasons. A, Japanese companies rarely, if ever, come to the defense of American companies, let alone idiotic ones like Harmony Gold who litigate themselves into a corner. And B, any litigator sending a letter to the judge opining that Harmony Gold owns the copyrights would be lying, since they do not. Continuing. Rightly smelling blood, Prana Games filed a motion to deny Harmony Gold's request.
Isn't that great? Smelling blood. Piranha. Get
Piranha.
it?
On the completely reasonable grounds that they should have sent this request way back during the discovery process and not on the eve of the trial. They also assert, probably correctly, that Harmony Gold is just trying to delay a trial and waste the court's time. Piranha opposes the motion for several reasons, but principally because the issue of who owns the copyrights asserted in this case has already been decided by 3 courts, wrote Piranha Games in their request for dismissal. In light of those court rulings, the only apparent reason for Harmony Gold's motion is to create confusion and cause delay. Ouch. There's no word yet on when the judge will file on Piranha Games' motion, which was filed on April 2nd. But here's hoping the judge finally loses their cool and tosses Harmony Gold on their collective asses. Before I end this update, I have a special request. It looks like Harmony Gold might finally get what's coming to them, and we're on the day where... And on that day, we're going to need some appropriately smarmy art commemorating the occasion. If you or someone you might know, might be artistically inclined and can produce an image of Harmony Gold, either getting crushed, blasted, or otherwise destroyed by any Battletech, by a battle mech, any mech, even one of the unseen, then please send it over so we can showcase it on what will hopefully be the best news update Sarna has ever posted.
Nice.
Yeah, hang on a sec. I'm going to I've got something to myself here.
Yes, indeed.
To pop in here that'll kind of figures. Don't you hate it when something doesn't link the way you want it to?
I might have found what you're looking for, but in any case, there is an update.
Mm-hmm.
This is April 14th, 2018. Also by Sean. Only Sean. The dude, it's I scrolled out, it's just Sean. About Sean. I don't know if it's Sean who, but Sean. The case against Harebrained Schemes has been dismissed according to the most recent document in the ongoing legal battle against Harmony Gold. The document, titled Stipulation of Dismissal with Prejudice, confirms that the judge has dismissed the suit between Harmony Gold and Battletech, the PC game creators, Harebrained Schemes. This news is fantastic for all Battletech fans and even better for Harmony Gold haters around the world. By dismissing the charges with prejudice, the judge has effectively barred Harmony Gold from bringing forward a similar case in the future. Now let that sink in.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the exact same thing. I'm just trying to find the actual link.
I got you. Before we break out the champagne, Remember that Harmony Gold's case against Harebrained Schemes was incredibly weak. The images supplied in their arguments to Judge looked so dissimilar that even a half-blind person wouldn't mistake the two for the same mech. There's a link in the IRC I just posted, and you can see the image here. They don't. What I guess is supposed to be a Marauder. It looks like a Catapult K to me, but that's just me being a Battletech nerd.
I posted mine as well. It's basically the court document.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I remember this tweet.
It's the Universal or the United States District. Yeah. Gosh, I need some water.
I can. Let me get you. I can't get you some water, but I can get you a drop in. Let's do this one.
Mission failed.
It's actually from MechWarrior too, so it's appropriate.
Yeah. United States District Court, Western District of Washington at Seattle. It's a stipulation of dismissal with prejudice. It's
with
actually
prejudice.
The court.
With prejudice. Those words are important. With prejudice, because that means they can't. Harmony Gold can't try again.
Yeah, they're fucked. To put it in layman's terms.
How are they not bankrupt?
For all these lawsuits, because I think they've won most of them.
Yeah, we'll remember, because originally FOSSA settled out of court. We don't know how much they settled for, but it's because remember, this is when Harmony Gold is starting to lose. Up until then, all of the stuff with the Unseen, with Battletech and MechWarrior and whatnot has been upheld, or they've settled out of court, or something like that, where whoever owns the Battletech license at the time, it was like 30 people have owned the Battletech license. Whoever owns that license at the time has acquiesced to their request. The original MechWarrior Online, the trailer that became MechWarrior Online had the Warhammer in it. MechWarrior Online didn't have the Warhammer in it until pretty recently. So this is Harmony Gold starting to lose, and this is why I speculate why they're not out of money right now.
Which is funny whenever they fucking bring up, like, every couple years, they always go, oh, we're gonna do that Robotech movie because of the success of the Transformers movie. We're gonna do that Robotech movie.
Well, their time is limited. They better hurry up.
Like what? You really think you're gonna make like?
I think quite frankly they're in what we'd call a death spiral.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Which
they are in some deep shit right now.
My only guess is like how they continue to make money is like I said, those Konami toys.
Again, assuming they don't have to pool pretty much all their resources now to get out of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But continuing on the article. So the Harebrained Schemes is in the clear, but that still leaves the case between Harmony Gold and Piranha Games, creators of MechWarrior Online and the upcoming MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. In that case, Piranha Games did in fact use unseen mechs in both games, but updated them with their own unique flair to make them somewhat more intricate as befitting a modern video game, which is true. But as we explained in our last post, Piranha Games found previous court case decisions that found Harmony Gold to not even own the copyrights to these mechs, and thus have no grounds for a lawsuit. We're still waiting on the judge's decision in that argument, but the decision against Harebrained Schemes is a promising sign in favor of Harebrained Schemes.
And of course, they were already pretty much, as far as I know, going to probably lose the license to Macross anyway.
If I'm not mistaken, the Macross license is up in 2021. Anyway.
Right. Mark your calendars, people. Are you listening, Discotech?
Discotech.
Anybody but Funny.
Anybody but Funimation.
Boy, would that suck if they got it.
I would be so upset.
Here's my logic on that though. It's guaranteed to sell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of like when Viz made that coup when they got Sailor Moon.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they totally dropped the ball by not listening to people who said the visual quality was kind of sketchy.
Yep.
Especially on that first one.
There's a Blu-ray rip there's a Blu-ray of the TV series in Japan. So
yeah, I know, but we're not talking about Japan.
No, I know that, but if they were to bring Macross, they would use that.
See, I'm talking about Sailor Moon.
Oh, Sailor Moon. I'm sorry.
I said it's like when Viz scored their coup with Sailor Moon. It's like like they don't even have to try; it sells itself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there were complaints about the visual quality on the first season, and they basically were just like, "Well, we're not fixing it."
Yeah.
And some people were kind of irritated by that.
But you gotta remember, they're encoders on steroids, which is what the ANN cast in.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is weird, because I hear their other stuff is fine, like the Rama 1/2 Blu-rays and all
But
that.
the point is, you have no excuse for screwing this up.
Yeah, if their other stuff's fine, they absolutely have no excuse for screwing up Sailor Moon.
Especially when it's something that is going to sell. I guess that's why they don't care. Because it's going to sell no matter what.
Well, it's like Funimation with their Dragon Ball.
Oh, so like when they put out those bricks, those orange bricks that look really terrible.
Yeah. They know it's gonna sell, so why try?
Yeah, that's rather unfortunate.
Real, or yeah, when they release like Dragon Ball Z on Blu-ray, but it's like the pictures like so oversaturated.
Well, not only that, but again, they tried to put it in 16:9.
Yeah, that too.
And it's not meant to be viewed that way.
Yeah, by cutting the top and the bottom.
Yeah, and it looks completely terrible. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, VZ, you were mentioning Macross toys earlier.
Yes.
Here's an article from November 3rd, 2000 of Anime News Network. Harmony Gold asks websites to stop taking pre-orders for toys. This is
yes.
by No Byline. Kevin Lamb of the Valkyrie Exchange posted the following email to the alt.fan.macross news group today.
Oh, geez. Are they seriously bombarding fucking Usenet?
No. I know what this is. This is from the year 2000. I know what this is.
I know, but the point is they're hitting Usenet. Like, in 2000, was that even still a thing? Were people really still using it?
The website was sent this mail by Steve Yoon, webmaster of Harmony Gold. Dear Kevin, hi, my name is Steve, and I'm the webmaster of Harmony Gold. Our legal department was about to send you a notice about your website, Valkyrie-exchange.com, and I was able to convince them to let me email you first before they sent a notice of infringement. As I understand it, you're taking pre-orders for the Toy-Con Macross Plus fighters. Your site says international orders welcome, and in several places mentions the discussions between Harmony Gold and Big West as if they only pertain to U.S. licensing. I hope you understand, first of all, that the discussions between Big West and Harmony Gold concern worldwide licensing outside of Japan, as Harmony Gold holds the exclusive license to all Macross-related materials outside of Japan. This includes toys, and means that Valkyrie Exchange, or any other company, can't legally ship the Macross Plus fighters outside of Japan as well as domestically. Please make that clear on your website. I therefore have to ask you to stop taking any pre-orders. Until the discussions with Big West have ended, anyone who is taking pre-orders for these toys causes a slowdown in talks because we have to investigate and confirm that none are being shipped. If it turns out that even one toy was shipped outside of Japan through a distribution channel, it could throw an enormous monkey wrench into negotiations. Please understand that we can't just take everyone's word for it when they say they haven't shipped any or received any. There were some rumors that Yamato had shipped a limited amount of them outside Japan, and we're looking into that. If you're aware of anyone else taking pre-orders, please pass this information on to them also. It will make both Harmony Gold and Big West negotiations quicker and easier.
I had one of those, so it definitely did ship some.
So Harmony, so you VZ caught through an enormous monkey wrench into the negotiations between Harmony Gold and Big West. Continuing, as I'm not a lawyer, I'm not sure what the specific legal issues are, but I know that you're a big fan of Macross, and because of that, I thought that you deserved to get a friendly email asking you to stop taking pre-orders rather than a legal notice demanding you to stop.
Wow, the level of passive aggressiveness.
It's
Hi, Steve.
Significant. As for a resolution, at this point, we really don't know how long the negotiations between Big West and Harmony Gold will go on. I know that everyone wants to get these Macross Plus toys as soon as possible, and Harmony Gold has been trying to reach an agreeable solution as quickly as possible. Steve Yoon, Webmaster, Harmony Gold USA.
Well, Steve, it's very obvious you're not a lawyer.
Well, Steve, go fuck yourself.
And go fuck yourself.
I like this, though. I like this. As I'm not a lawyer, I'm not sure what the specific legal issues are, but I know that you're a big fan of Macross. Not Robotech. Big fan of Macross because they're Macross Plus toys. You know, real Macross.
Oh, okay. I just clicked on this guy, and he's part of the staff in Robotech: The Shadow Chronicles.
Yeah.
Under story.
Oh, Steve Yoon.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So no, you're not a lawyer. You're just involved personally with the show, or their version of it, anyway. I see.
So it just goes to illustrate the history behind Harmony Gold's expansive history of fucking going through and just making it rain legal problems on people that they probably don't actually have the
and in some cases they don't even have the right to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which like I said has probably sealed their doom,
and they've done that for the past 3 decades. And I'll tell you what they haven't done for the past 3 decades: brought over Macross. Where's Frontier? I don't know. Ask Harmony Gold. Where's Delta? I don't know. Ask Harmony Gold. Can we get 0? Maybe if Harmony Gold accepts it. I don't know.
Okay, so there you have it. This should give you kind of an idea, basically, of what we've been dealing with here over the years.
Well, yeah. So, and we've talked about Harmony Gold on this podcast before, but
never with so much venom, I don't think.
Yeah, it really illustrates just how toxic a company they are. Not just for personally for fans of Macross, but across the board.
It's just really skeezy behavior for a company.
Like, you're not going to find this anywhere else in the anime industry. No. Like, as much as I shit talk Funimation doesn't have their tentacles into Battletech and Transformers.
That would be like
weird legal stuff with toys and robot designs that they don't even own.
That would be like Funimation doing that with like the Dragon Ball franchise. You know, Hook, Line, and Sinker. Hook, Line.
Well, yeah, trying to really go after anyone who says the words dragon and ball in the same sentence.
Actually, the closest comparison of this whole Robotech thing is the Voltron license and the company World Events Productions. But here's a difference. Here's a difference.
We have Go Lion.
Well, yeah, that, but also they worked out a deal where, again, in Japan, they could do now new Go Lion stuff and bring that stuff over, even if they bring it over as Voltron, acknowledge the existence of the original thing.
Right. Wait.
So you'll see like those Japanese Go Lion toys come over here, rather than like again, Macross, you're fucked.
Yeah. Macross. Contrast with Macross, where a whole bunch of Macrosses come out since SDF.
Not
Macross,
for us.
And we got real lucky with Plus and real lucky with Macross too. But 0, 7. What's Macross 7? I mean, Robotech 7. We haven't come out with that yet.
To be fair, that I heard is a music rights issue. Also,
it is. There's a lot of music rights issues, but do you really think that Harmony Gold would even try?
No.
No.
So, this actually makes me sad. So, this is AB 2014, I believe. They had Jam Project on for their musical guest. It's literally the only concert I'd be interested in going to, except for the holographic Hatsune Miku concert and that Gundam Thunderbolt concert I went to at Anime NYC.
I forgot you did that.
Not the Idol concert for like the one that would have like Idolmaster and Love Live and all that.
I don't know any of those songs. I don't know any of those songs at all. But that's besides the point. So they had, and I forget the guy's name, but he did a lot of the music for Macross 7. And when they were up on stage and they were talking and they were like cheering to the audience, and the guy gets up with the mic and, do you guys remember Firebomber? And all I can think of, oh no, ooh, none of these people know what Firebomber is because the dickheads who are doing the Robotech panel are refuse to try and bring over 7. So it made me sad because this guy's coming over here, and the room was pretty packed with fans of Jam Project, and all of their related works, because they did 2 projects. They did 2 concerts. They did the concert as Jam Project, and then they did the concert as each of their individual artists doing their own stuff. So the guy comes up on stage and like, you remember Firebomber? And I get real sad because he's coming up in here and thinks people know what Firebomber is. And
yeah, that's
they would know what Firebomber is were it not for this company that apparently exists only to litigate.
Yeah.
So that made me upset, and made me upset at Harmony Gold for continuing to do nothing with the licenses except litigate against them.
Yeah. Basically, they're in it for themselves. They have no interest in people who are actually fans of this as a franchise.
And listen, you can, like, this is to say nothing about Carl Masek, because there's real mixed opinions on him and what he was trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, can we really necessarily blame him for the company's behavior, though?
No, I get what he was trying to do. I understand.
They were gonna bring Macross normally. There was even a dub made for the Macross in the 80s.
Yeah, I get what he was trying. What he was trying to do was noble, but hindsight being 2020, maybe Robotech shouldn't exist. Because guarantee you, looking at what's happening with Gundam right now, looking at what Discotech's doing, looking at the Kickstarter for Gunsmith Cats that was real recent, or the Kickstarter for a Talking to a Video, the Blu-ray release of that, we would have gotten Macross eventually. We really would have gotten Macross eventually.
I still think we will.
Oh, we absolutely we will eventually, but it's gonna be 2 or 3 decades after we should have gotten it. And
Yeah.
that's and
that's
it's
the
all
bottom
because
line.
it's all because of this one company that refuses to.
They are. Speaking of monkey wrenches,
Yeah.
I mean,
You want to talk about an enormous monkey wrench? Throw an enormous monkey wrench into the future of the Macross license in the United States and to a lesser extent worldwide.
I want to find the people that are like, I just want to know the people that are still fans of Robotech proper, outside of like nostalgia.
Oh, you mean all 7 of them?
Well, someone has.
I can't fathom anyone who.
Someone has to be buying those Tonami Robotech Valkyries.
I mean, I guess, but I can't fathom anyone who's really into Robotech who, 1, doesn't already know about Macross, or 2,
prove it to you in a second.
Just straight up blinded by nostalgia.
Well, it's almost like how if you were like a big fan of Pokemon, but you wanted to watch it in its original form. There's no legal way to do that.
Nope. No legal way to do it.
You're fucked.
I remember when this was a while back, and this was so far back that I used to read this magazine. It was like basically the Pokemon card magazine.
Uh-huh.
It's like Beckett Pokemon Collector or something like that, and it would have these little features, and it would have like synopses of episodes of the anime. And this one was talking about the secret lost episodes of Pokemon. Because there was and I forget which episode this was near or after, but there was an episode where that was banned. It was a beach episode. It was banned in the US because
Of course it was.
James got a pair of inflatable breasts.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
And that's it. And I remember when they said, "Oh, we're gonna show the lost episode of Pokemon," and it was a big deal because it was a big deal because it was never broadcast in the US. And we're about to show it, and come to find out, they showed the whole episode except like the inflatable breasts part. So it's like, okay, we can't even get the friggin' the whole of Pokemon because there's just no way to do it. But this is coming from the IRC. Robotech apologists piss me off. I've seen those people call Macross fans weeaboos. So you're a weeaboo if you like the original show. I don't get it. What's so great about Robotech as opposed to Macross? Like, I really don't get it. And I really don't get people
nostalgia.
Who feel the need to hate on people who I really like Macross, and I wish we could get the original Macross over here. And you're gonna hate on those people? Like, why? Why?
Probably because it's easy for them to do. Even though from an intellectual standpoint, they have no ground to stand on.
Dumb.
And that too.
You get it. You get, it's like you people get that the dude took 3 completely unrelated series and just stitched them together like a Frankenstein monster into just so he could get Robotech over here.
Yeah.
So you're not even the Robotech apologists out here. They're not even watching what Carl Masek's original vision was, which was to get Robotech over here. So the only reason he get Macross over here. The only reason he made Robotech was because he wanted to get Macross over here and he couldn't because of syndication requirements. So if the syndication requirements weren't in effect at the time, you would have just brought Robotech over here. So why are you complaining? I don't know. It's upsetting. It's real upsetting.
So, but let's
continuing-
end on at least a positive note.
I don't know if we can end this on a positive note.
Sure, we can.
Well,
Battletech just caved their ass in.
Well, that solves it for the Battletech fans.
I know, but that just totally puts a giant freaking finger in their face.
I don't know, man. Because remember, I'm mad squared about Harmony Gold because I really like Macross and I really like Battletech and Mech Warrior, and Harmony Gold seen fit to fuck with both of them. So now you're out here upsetting my childhood in two ways now because and don't get me wrong, I watched Robotech back in the day and I enjoyed Robotech back in the day. Then I found out the truth and I watched Macross and I watched Macross Plus and I'm like, I really like Macross Plus. So I really like, and I watched Macross Frontier and I'm like, I really like Macross Frontier. And I watched Macross Zero and I'm like, I really like Macross Zero. So I'm not a particular fan of people who wanna keep me away from that. So Harmony Gold, fuck Harmony Gold, fuck their shoes. I like this from the IRC is Kevin Faulkner from Otaku Midnight and the Bakugaijin show in the IRC. Macross fans, weeaboos. Yeah, because it's totally unreasonable that they want Harmony Gold to stop throttling the franchise like they've been doing for 30 years now. Oh, but you have Macross 2 and Macross Plus. Oh, goody. Only 2 OVA sequels, one of which was disowned by the creators. We don't have 0. We don't have 7. We don't have Frontier. We don't have Delta. We don't have Do You Remember Love. But since we have those 2 OVAs, it makes it totally all right. Right? I'm tired of I'm ready to be done with Harmony Gold. Ready.
Yeah, so like you said, well, maybe there isn't a nice way to end it, but maybe just instead of a hip hip hooray, we can just kind of do a basic fuck Harmony Gold chant of some kind.
Listen, when they lose the license to Macross, I'm gonna have Ding Dong the Witch is Dead from the Wizard of Oz playing on repeat all day.
I think I might just get something really fucking unhealthy to eat. and basically do the dance on their grave equivalency.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
throw a party like I just beat an 8-year-old at Virtual On.
What's funny about that is if you had the money, I fully believe you would do that.
Oh,
gonna party like it's 2019.
We're gonna party because like it's 2021,
yeah,
which is when the license expires.
and wait, but it'd be funny. It's like Harmony Gold going to the Japanese. Can we license? Can we renew our license? No.
Mission failed.
Actually, this drop-in's better.
Rejected.
Okay. We need to have that on cue for the incels.
Yeah.
Sex is bad. Stop talking about it.
I got the incel drop-in too.
Yeah. Well, they've been in the news lately, which.
This is very interesting, but stupid.
Okay. Getting a little happy with the drop-ins there. So let's break it down. Harmony Gold sucks. Macross is awesome. Unfortunately,
Gold
because
sucks. Macross is awesome. Battletech is awesome. Jetfire is awesome.
but Harmony Gold is continuing to fuck with the awesome, and probably will until they meet their untimely end.
Yep. Harmony Gold must be destroyed.
Yeah.
Nuclear launch detected.
Right. So, from all of us to Harmony Gold, fuck off.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm done with the drop-ins. Done with the drop-ins. That's the show.
Get some new drop-ins.
The email address is ntrradio@gmail.com. The website is ntrradio.net. You can check out VZ stuff at vzmk2moe.wordpress.com. You can also check out iashike.moe in addition to shinakiba.moe for all your half-naked anime girl figures. And copies of School Days, apparently. That's been selling a lot.
Cool. Nice.
Hit up the Bakugaijin show and Otaku Midnight, because both of them are really good. Hit me up on Twitter at TEAnubis, VZ up on Twitter at VZMK2, KGods up on Twitter at Immortal_KGods, and the show at NTR_radio. NTR Radio is a production of She's Lost Control Media. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so.
No.
I'm Tom Enforcer Anubis.
I'm KGods.
I'm VZ Mark II.
And even though we get sued by Harmony Gold every time we say this, is NTR Radio.